Hi gems, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do your reading for August or for the next several weeks, and we are going to use the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, which has been a personal favorite of mine. Bottom of the deck, Releasing Allegiances. Okay. Yeah, that has been a personal favorite of mine lately. We're also using the Tarot, Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and we are using the Angel Oracles, the Angel Answers Oracle deck. Choose a new direction. All right, cool. So let's jump into your reading. Firstly, we have What Do You Feel? Which can be a very interesting card for Geminis, because I feel like Geminis are stronger in a logical sense. Not that Geminis don't have feelings, but it's harder to tap into those feelings, especially vulnerability, because they are very logical and oftentimes try to make feelings and emotions logical, and they're two different things. There's logic and there's emotion. You can't replace either one. So we are starting with that. In this card, this person has apples and oranges, so it feels like perspective. Maybe perspective is relevant to something that you're dealing with in the month of August. Maybe somebody else prefers oranges, somebody else prefers apples. They're both fruits, but it just is a matter of preference. And then we have every journey starts with a single step. So whether you're taking some kind of physical journey, or this is more of like a metaphoric journey, you're starting something, maybe starting a new path or actioning a new plan. It feels like something is beginning, or you are being encouraged to begin something, or you are having to face getting started with something, taking the first step. All right, cool. Or maybe that's someone around you. So we have the Hierophant and the Seven of Wands. And if you are a Gemini with Taurus placements, you should go watch the Taurus reading, because there are a lot of earth sign cards here. We have the Hierophant, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and New Birth Guarded Vigilantly ended up in this very same place in the Taurus reading. So that may be another unfolding of the story for you, so you may want to go check that reading out. Sorry, didn't light my incense. All right. Candles are lit. Incense is not lit. Is it lit? No, it's not. Should be lit now. All right, so sorry about that. All right, so if you have Taurus placements, go watch that. But starting the reading, we have the Hierophant, and I feel like you're dealing with beliefs and ideas. Are you guarding yourself against, or somebody is, maybe this King of Cups, maybe this is somebody that you're dealing with. Somebody, it feels like your beliefs aren't aligning with somebody else's, and that may be stopping you guys from like starting a journey. This Hierophant can talk about a deeper commitment, making a deeper commitment. It can even talk about spiritual beliefs. It can talk about just ideologies that are usually very traditional. And it feels like you or somebody else is like defending themselves against certain ideologies or beliefs in the month of August or over the next several weeks. Then we have the 10 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. You know what this feels like to me? The burden of having to deal with the burden of the way people expect you to do things, or maybe this is how someone feels. This King of Cups is here, so maybe this is a person in your reality, and this may be how they feel, but it feels like beliefs are like maybe something traditional is burdening someone. Maybe the way that they are being held to a specific tradition or expectation of commitment is actually turning out to be burdensome to someone. That's how this feels. It could be this King of Cups. So guarding themselves against some kind of higher level of commitment, or maybe even committing further to something. This King of Cups could even be you. Maybe you're a Gemini with water placements in your chart, or maybe just this is the energy that you're embodying. So you guys have to decide where you fit in this story, but someone here feels like they are guarding themselves against a commitment, or guarding themselves against committing further, or maybe somebody just isn't ready to commit. Maybe a commitment to someone feels like a burden right now, and maybe they're fighting with themselves because this person may feel like, I'm not necessarily ready for that. I'm not necessarily ready for whatever this Hierophant is, whatever this tradition is, whatever this belief is. It doesn't feel like someone is ready to start a specific journey. We have the Nine of Wands here, so it feels like this person is even like, they feel very guarded. And that may be manifesting as them putting up walls, becoming more guarded with their energy, putting up boundaries. Others of you, these are two different people. The Hierophant could be one energy here, and the King of Cups could be one energy here. And the Hierophant looks like it's guarding itself against this King of Cups, guarding itself because of something burdensome between the both of them. So I'm not sure where you lie in this, but it feels like there's some kind of, okay, I'm asserting a boundary here, and this is as far as I go, and I will not compromise. That's how this feels between two people, or maybe this is how one person feels. If you're dealing with somebody else, this has probably been a source of fighting between the both of you. You guys may not have been able to come to some kind of agreement. Maybe this feels like, you know, when like one person wants to commit, or let's just say one person wants to take a relationship to a higher level, or one person has a specific set of spiritual or religious beliefs and another person doesn't. And let's just say they are family members, or they're a couple, or they are whatever, friends, and that causing contention between them having a shared journey because they just can't align on whatever this path is that one wants to take and the other doesn't want to take. And the cards are asking here, like, what do you feel? Like, you may feel like you're not ready, or someone may feel like they're not ready to like go to this or take on whatever this Hierophant is, if whether it's beliefs, whether it's a commitment, whatever. But how do you feel? What do you actually feel? Like, could it be the fear of what the Hierophant represents? Could it be the fear of that? The King of Cups is here, so this talks about emotions and the depth of emotions. So it feels like there is a focus on, okay, we feel like we may not be ready for what one specific thing, but how are your emotions? Like, how do you actually feel? Or maybe how someone is connecting with how they actually feel about taking a commitment to a higher level. Some of you Geminis, this is all you. Like, this is you guarding yourself because you don't feel like you are ready to take on the burden of maybe, for example, taking on somebody's faith, or taking on a marriage, or taking on religion, or taking on somebody's spiritual beliefs, or taking on somebody's family beliefs, or making any commitments right now. Somebody is definitely having commitment issues here, regardless of whatever the commitment is. Okay, moving into this row, we have new birth, guarded vigilantly. This card talks about the beginning of something, and the beginning of something being so delicate and so vulnerable that oftentimes there's a need for us to guard ourselves or protect ourselves when we are in the initial phases of our plans. And that's because it is when it is most prone to criticism. It's when it is, you may be in a really vulnerable time in your life right now, gems. You may feel vulnerable. Whether or not you are, this may just be a feeling, but it may feel like you're guarding yourself maybe against the projections of other people, the beliefs of other people. I don't know if it relates to this particular commitment. Maybe somebody cannot commit, and so it feels like they are guarding themselves because they are in a very vulnerable place, or maybe you are guarding yourselves from them because you feel like you're in a vulnerable place, and maybe not wanting the opinions of other people when you are already dealing with your own feelings. We have the Three of Swords, which kind of talks about a broken heart, and that's clarified by the Nine of Cups. So a broken heart about some kind of wish that you have, maybe something that you wished, or how you wish for something to go isn't necessarily playing out in the way that you want it to. We have the Page of Wands and the Strength, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords. This is you now. We're getting to you. I just heard broken promises. Broken promises, a broken wish, a wish unfulfilled, and having to have courage and strength during that process. Something not necessarily going your way, and having to be strong and still have a brave face throughout that process. Maybe too, like, you don't have the luxury of tapping into your emotions as much as possible because you have practical things to take care of. The Queen of Pentacles. You're in a very practical space in your life right now, or you have practical concerns that are very important. And so not even being able to tend to whatever this Three of Swords is, or how you may necessarily be feeling right now. The Page of Wands could be, this could be a child, or this could just be a specific idea that you had, something that you wanted to do, a wish on something that you wanted to do, or the beginning, and it feels like the very beginning of something that you wanted to do. Whatever this journey is, you wanted to take it. Somebody may not want to commit. It's requiring strength. You're having to be very practical and not wanting to go too deep into the heart space, but you still feel heartbroken. You still have to deal with how disappointing this is, how hurtful this may be. And that may be why you're in an energy of guarding yourself. That's a lot to deal with on your own. So I can't imagine bringing people into that. I feel like I'm channeling you. Like, I don't want to deal with the judgment of other people. I don't want to deal with their idea of what they think I should do, because what they would do is not necessarily what I would do. That's how this all feels. So trying to be very practical, and maybe there are things that you need to take care of that are more important right now, that you're trying to be very level-headed and focused and objective about, but it feels, that's how this energy feels. A lot going on. having a lot to do despite how I feel. My idea isn't turning out the way that I want it to, and that's heartbreaking, but I still have a lot to do and the show goes on. Spirit, what's the advice for Geminis? What's the advice for Geminis with what do you feel? And every journey starts with a single step. What's the advice for Gemini in this section? Angels. All right, too many. Let's do this again. What's the advice for Gemini? Angels, what's the advice for Gemini? With what do you feel? And every journey starts with a single step. One card, please. It's up to you. That to me feels like a very personal decision. So whoever this is deciding what commitment is to them and how they feel about a particular commitment, it's up to that person. Free will and choice is available here, and this person is going to have to use that. Spirit, what's the advice for Geminis with new birth, guarded vigilantly? If this is not you, Gems, if this is somebody that you're dealing with, it's up to them. It really isn't something that you can force. It's up to the free will of whoever this is to make their own choice for their life, even if that affects you. What's the advice for a new birth guarded vigilantly for Geminis? Perfect timing. Whatever this is, Gems, it feels like it's happening how it's supposed to. Whatever this wish is, if let's just say you had a particular idea of how something was going to go or what you wanted, a specific outcome that you wanted, and let's just say you're not getting whatever this outcome is, it feels like it's supposed to happen this way. And in the right timing, you will get what you need. I don't know. There's something specific about timing here, which I know I hate those cards too. Like when you want something so much and you have to hear, oh, it's not the right time, or you have to wait for perfect timing. That's so annoying to me. But a lot of times when we go through this and years later, we look back at like obstacles that we faced and how we were in the trenches of a particular situation, we're able to see in retrospect how that was ideal at that particular time and how you ended up getting what you needed in a different way or in a better time, or yeah, all about timing. All right, so next card we have is what you want wants you, which to me, this feels so good. Like this feels so beautiful in terms of hope. The cherry on top of this reading for me would be if the star card came out, because regardless of what is happening right now, it feels like whether through this situation or another situation, you will get what you want. And maybe that's why Spirit Angels advise us on perfect timing. It feels like you are getting what you want in the perfect time. Let's jump into the tarot below that. We have the 10 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles. All right, so deliberating on an ending, that's what this feels like to me. Deciding, like, it's a toss-up. Am I going to end something or am I not? And not sure if you are the Empress here or if you are the King of Wands, but there are 2 people here. And one person is blocked. Whoever this King of Wands is, who's often a person in a leadership position or kind of like a pioneer energy. Also a person who is can be very passionate and others may find attractive. There's a you here and there's another person, and it feels like this other person, whoever this King of Wands is blocked. Like maybe this person can't make a decision, and maybe that's why you're considering this Ten of Pentacles, this ending. Because to me, this Empress looks like they're plotting. Like this Empress does not look happy with what is going on in this situation. The Four of Cups is being dissatisfied, not being happy with what is being offered to you, and anticipating, holding out hope for the future, like making future plans, planning something in terms of, I am not liking what is happening right now, so I am going to plan for a time in the future, maybe when I can do something about it. And I feel like this Empress is plotting, is deliberating. Am I going to end this? Is this going to be final and I'm done with it or not? And probably weighing up the pros and cons of that. Let's get some advice. Spirit, what is the advice for Gemini with what you wants you in this entire section? What's the advice for Geminis? Meditation brings awareness. I told you, someone is making a decision. I don't know who you are in this, Gems, but it feels like there is one person who is blocked and another person is like, you know what? I'm not going to wait for you to make a decision. So I'm going to take matters into my own hand, and I'm going to decide to either end this situation and take myself out of it, or wait for you to be unblocked. So it feels like somebody is like having a toss-up of what they want to do. I'm going to get some closing advice. What's the closing advice for Geminis? Spirit, what is the closing advice? And this could be all related to a commitment. Like this could all come down to a commitment. And maybe whoever this is waiting for to meet a particular milestone before they take action to end something. But someone here is thinking of just a final ending. What's the closing advice for Geminis in August 2023? Take action. Closing advice for Geminis. Closing advice for Geminis. Timing is very significant to this reading, and I'm not sure why. It's going to be different for each of you, but timing is going to be significant to all of you in your own way. So let me know in the comments if that resonates with you. One more card for Geminis. Doesn't feel like I should take that. One more card for Geminis. Advice for Geminis in August. Oh my God. You guys saw that, right? I love that I caught that on camera. I literally said I'm not going to take that, and it came back. This is why when you are reading cards, like if the card is supposed to come out, it is going to come out. No matter if you put it back into the deck or whatever it is, if that card is supposed to come out, it will. So Geminis and Tauruses got extra cards this month, and I feel generous. But I feel like the cards are saying here, take action, communicate your needs. I feel like the situation will improve, but you need to take some kind of action. I feel like there's something that you need to do. Now I'm starting to think that you are the Empress here, Gems. It feels like you need to say something. You need to say something about some kind of commitment or broken promise, and I feel like that's where you'll know what to do next, because someone isn't getting a wish satisfied. Someone is unsatisfied in this whole dynamic, and I feel like bringing up this dissatisfaction is what illuminates what your next course of action is. Regardless of if it's this situation or not, I feel like the communication, King of Swords, is what will bring you out of this Four of Cups, of this dissatisfied feeling. All right, so gems, I'm going to leave you here. I hope this reading was helpful and resonated for someone. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye.